Alright, what's cracking, fellow Earthlings? Welcome back to another edition of Klaks Kitchen with your host, your boy, aka Roll. Now today, we're going to do a slow cooker thing. I got my ingredient sheet here. This is a dish that I made while I was in Germany. I made a lot of slow cooked meals over there. And this is called the CROTCHY pot pesto chicken mozzarella pasta. Yeah, something like that. CROTCHY pot pesto chicken mozzarella pasta. Say that 10 times fast. But before we get started, we gotta go over a list of our sponsors for this program. Art History 101. This is my official cooking shirt. Wilby Shoes. This is the Mod 1. This is the official cooking shoe of Klaks Kitchen. Good sole. Real comfortable. Should get a pick. Alright, couple shout outs before we go. Snake Farm Skateboards. Hoodlum Skateboards. Shout out to Kyle Reeler. Board's awesome, man. I love it. Love skating it. Love the shape, man. That's sick. Love it. And Raid Skateboards out in California. Them dudes are pretty sick too. So shout out to them. Alright, so for really slow cooking is pretty simple. What I use, I have a Pampered Chef slow cooker. You don't need anything fancy when you're doing a slow cook. It's just something that cooks things relatively slow. And so today, this chicken pesto that we're going to do is probably going to take 5 to 6 hours. And there's a couple of steps in the process, and I'll go through them all. I'm not going to go down the list of ingredients. I'm just going to put it in the description, and then you can just follow along with me as I do it. All right, now that we got everything, I'm going to get started here. We're going to cook it up. All right, what we got here? Some chicken. Recipe calls for 1.5 pounds of chicken breast, so I'm just going to put 2 of these in there, and the crock pot's big enough for it, so I'm just going to throw them in there. Actually, I'm looking at the weight on here, and one of these is probably 1.5 pounds, so one of these is probably going to be enough for actually a little more. It's 4 of them, and it's like 5.5 pounds, so it's definitely at least 1.5 pounds. All right, so throw the piece of chicken in there. All right, let me just add a little bit of pepper. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. The actual recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of it, but how do you measure that? Then it's a 1/2 tablespoon of salt. So just put some salt on it. Nothing crazy. That's like some really bricky salt. You gotta break it up a little bit. Also today, while the chicken pesto is cooking, I got a new cheesesteak that I'm gonna whip up. I'm gonna try. It's gonna be a pepperoni pizza steak. So I'm gonna try that out, and I'm having my wife be my taste tester for that one. See if it's any good. All right, so now we just got to put the pesto in. This is the brand that I use right here, Barilla, and I use 2 jars of the 6-ounce one, so about 12 ounces of pesto. I felt that if I used any more than 12 ounces, the pesto would overpower the flavor in the chicken. I'd done that before. I had used like 16 ounces one time, and it was good, but it was a little unbearable. Get yourself a handy dandy butter knife like so. The pesto, just start pouring it out into that chicken. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to use 1 jar because that looks like a lot. Yeah. But changed my mind after a little conversation with the wife. Took a look at it and she was like, "Yeah, it's a lot." And I was like, "All right, sticking with 1 jar." But since I opened it, I got to put it in the fridge. So I'll probably have to make another batch because this stuff will go bad. Probably have to make another batch tomorrow or something. Now it says to use a 1/4 cup of butter. I don't really know what that means. So I kind of just cut a couple slices and eyeball it. What I would think a 1/4 cup of butter would be if it was melted down. So I just take the slices of butter. I really just slice this whole thing up right here. This is unsalted butter. It doesn't have salt in it, so you add a little bit of salt when I had the salt shaker on it earlier. So that's about all that I do for that. And then last but not least, you just a little bit of lemon juice in there. Squirt that in there. And it says to use 1/2 a lemon, so again, I kind of gauge it. So that's probably about how much juice 1/2 a lemon would have in it. And then you just close it and turn it on. That's it. So now we're going to put it on high, and then in about 5 hours, it'll be ready. So I have some of the optional ingredients that I have listed in here that you don't really need, but I would like to try it with them this time. And that's the bell peppers, onions, diced tomatoes, and oregano, and some ricotta cheese. So I'm going to put all that in there as well. Whoa, diced tomatoes. Nothing special, little 16-ounce can. Just dump it right in there. All up in there. Yeah. I already had some onions cut up because I made some cheesesteaks the other day. So I'm just going to throw about a handful of onions in there. So that's all. Just going to put that in there. Pretty good. Just do a little more. Boop. Looks good. So it calls for 1 full bell pepper diced up. I got these mini ones. I like them. They're a little bit more flavorful. So I'm just going to cut 2 of these up and call it good and throw it in there. I'm going to save some of them, some of the peppers. So I'm going to do the pepperoni pizza steak. I'm going to add the peppers to it as well. And my phone was kind of messed up and it wouldn't, the video of me cutting the peppers up was, my phone kind of deleted it. But that's what it looks like with all the peppers in there and stuff. Diced tomatoes you can see and everything. All right, time for the ricotta cheese. 3 scoops, or 3 tablespoons is what it calls for. So I'm gonna grab one of these Jones and scoop it in. Alright, there it is. 3 scoops of ricotta cheese in there. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of oregano and I'm gonna cover it and wait. So oddly enough, I'm out of oregano, which is weird. I thought I had a brand new bottle of it, but I don't know where it is right now. So we're going to substitute. I'm going to use rubbed Dalmatian sage on there, just a little bit. I don't want to get too crazy because sage is a pretty powerful seasoning. So, all right, everything's added. No need to stir because we're going to shred the chicken later. So I'm just going to cover that up, and I'm just going to start the timer and wait about 5 hours. See what happens. All right, we're ready to get started on this pepperoni pizza steak. I'm gonna go down the list of ingredients real quick for what we're going to be using. So got the fresh rolls from BJ's. These are the grinder rolls. You get a 12 pack for $4. Got pepperoni, same place, got it at BJ's. They come in these big packages and it's pretty cheap and I actually like the taste of it, so it's pretty good. Mozzarella cheese, got the same place, of course. I get mostly everything I get from BJ's. It's just easier. It's a one-stop shop. And then the bag broke, so I had to put it in a Ziploc bag. So I'm like a drug dealer for mozzarella. Yo, 2 for $5. You want some cheese? And as always, got the fresh ribeye. Actually, it's not fresh. I cut it up on Friday night, and I was making cheesesteaks all weekend for various parties and friends that were in the neighborhood. So. But yeah, I got that from BJ's as well. Before I was going to Kinlaw's to get a 5-pound brick of it. And then, but over at BJ's, they got a 15-pound one. If you buy it in bulk like that, you save like 50 to 75 cents a pound off of the meat if you buy it big like that. And that's why I did. I bought a 15-pound chunk of it, and it's lasted me a pretty good long time. And recently, I don't use olive oil anymore. I use canola oil. It's just a better taste in oil, I think, and not as strong tasting as olive oil. So I like using it better, and it's healthier. I think. I don't know. Whatever. This is better. You know what time it is? Canola. Boop. That's a big bottle. And then yeah, got a little bit of marinara sauce here for the actual part of the pizza steak that makes it pizza-y, I guess you would say. Is that even a word? Alright, so I got the pepperoni here. Put them on the same cutting board as my peppers. And I'm just going to go ahead and slice these up into smaller pieces. I'm going to make 2 of them there. Make one for me, one for my wife. I already know it's going to be good. But I like having an independent taste tester out here so that I can get a second opinion on it. I mean, I haven't made a cheesesteak yet that somebody didn't like. I'll take that back. There was one person I was at a party, and it was because, I don't know, she was weird. She was like, I don't really like new food. And I just looked at her like she had 6 heads, because I don't think you're supposed to say that in real life. Like, why? You're a weirdo. You mean you don't like new food? Get out of here. Alright. Where did I put my onions? where I had them chopped up, put them in the joint earlier. Now I can't do onion bay if I ain't got no onions. Found it, we're good. Side in the fridge underneath Parmesan cheese. No big deal. Alright, so remember before, like, I would take the marinara sauce and I would just heat it up in the microwave for about 30 seconds and I let it sit there while I get the cheesesteak. And then I put it on the roll before I scoop the steak up off of the grill. Alright, I'm gonna get started here. I'm just gonna kind of talk through what I'm doing and let the camera run so I don't have to stop and do this. But first things first, I get that onion bay going. Ooh, listen to that, daddy-o! Alright. You got peppers. We'll put them on there. Let them saute a little bit. Put this up here so you can see what I'm doing here. Alright, it's gonna let it run. Alright, sauce is done. It happens pretty quick. Alright. Fresh ribeye, bam. Slap it on there, no big deal. Let's cook the steak. Fine, no piece. It's all a little skimpy, add a little more. It's chopped up pretty good here. Let that cook a little bit. We're gonna get the roll prep. Just gonna pour sauce on the roll. If you remember from the other video. Alright. Just like that. Nothing crazy. Usually I add the pepperoni, cooks really fast, so usually I add that at the end. And I'll throw a little bit of marinara sauce on this at the end while it's cooking. Get a little more flavor. That's about ready. Throw the pepperoni in. So the pepperoni gets heated up all the way through the steak so that the steak receives the flavor of the pepperoni a little bit. Get it all mixed in there pretty good. That looks about right, I'd say. Alright, time for the cheese. Regular mozzarella on there. Right about there, like so. Some of this marinara sauce on. Kind of like the way I do the cheese whiz. Kind of mix it all in there together. Get the cheese nice and melted. And all the marinara sauce there. That'll help melt the cheese. Hold it together. There you have it. Pepperoni pizza steak. I just gotta wait for my wife to get back from the store so she can test it. Well, while I'm waiting for her to get back, I'm gonna make mine. Perfect timing. My wife just got here and I just finished up the pepperoni pizza steaks. Let's see, let's have her have a bite. Yeah. Alright, take a bite. Don't worry about all the mess. Take a bite of that joint. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, there you have it. Good sandwich. Klaks Kitchen. I'm taking a break. I gotta help the wife clean up. I gotta do an oil change on my car, truck, and then I'll probably go skate a little bit. Alright, so it's been about 4.5 to 5 hours. I put this thing in there about around 10:30, 10:45 this morning. And it's about 3:30 now. Just got back from a skate session. I tell you, this creepy dude at the skate park freaked me out, man. But yeah, so that's what we're working with right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 forks and I'm going to start pulling the chicken apart. Let me put this up here so you can see what I'm doing. It's like this. Start shredding it up. Alright, so now that the chicken's about done, now I'm going to do the noodles. And, you know, you just, same way you would do like spaghetti noodles or anything. And you use Rotini noodles for this. Just use one box. So, just waiting for the water to boil. While I'm waiting on that, type of this creepy dude at the skate park. So I'm at the Hope Mills skate park today. I'm skating. This guy's sitting on a bench outside. Seemed like a normal dude, just chilling. He's outside the fence of the skate park, partially fenced in. And out of nowhere, a dude like says to me, he's like, "Hey man, can I, you mind if I come in the skate park and watch?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, bro. Free country, right?" So he comes in there and he just starts asking weird questions. Starts about like some weird tricks. Like it's like he knows skateboarding, but he doesn't. Like some of the stuff just wasn't adding up. And I asked him where his board was, and he was like, "Oh man, we're gonna get one next paycheck, but I ain't been working a lot lately." And I'm like, "All right, man, cool." And then like I had my phone in there, and I'm like, "This dude's broke. He's acting weird." And then he like eyeballed my phone, and I'm like, "All right." So I just grabbed my stuff and I bounced out of there before this dude started probably trying to steal my stuff or something. It was just creepy. Still waiting on the water to boil, but I'm gonna go ahead and get the mozzarella cheese and the shredded Parmesan cheese out and get it measured out and ready to go in, so that once the noodles are done, we can just dump it all in together and mix it all up. So it calls for 2 cups of mozzarella, and I think it was a half a cup of half a cup of shredded Parmesan. So 2 cups of mozzarella and a half a cup of shredded Parmesan. I got this big bowl, measuring bowl here, so I'll put it all in here and mix it up and just dump it in at one time. It'll be easier. There's one in my bag. You won't buy a bag. 2 cups. That's about 2 cups right there. That little mouth. Got these 2 for $5. Got the bag of mozzarella 2 for $5, yo. Then half cup of the shredded mozzarella, or shredded Parmesan, I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's about right. Cool. Ready to go. Alright, so noodles are done. Just gonna strain them out here. Once they get strained out, going right into the slow cooker with them. Nothing crazy. Same thing. Pull this off. Noodles in. Put the cheese in. You just start stirring it up. So now it's getting pretty much all stirred up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it on low for about another 20 minutes. And then I'm going to come back and stir it again. And then it should be done. And it should be ready to go.
It smells really good.
Got another taste test about to happen. A little hot. Give it a minute. It's my neighbor Miranda. Hey. There you have it. Pepperoni pizza steak. Klaks Kitchen. Another official taste test for the pesto.
You're trying to make me fat.
No, I would never. Yeah, that's right. Klaks Kitchen. Woo! I have to go next door to wife number 2. She's my other taste tester. Let's see if she likes it. Got her a plate.
Take those back, please.
Taste test number 2.
Swear to God.
Good try.
Ooh.
Yeah, you right. Yeah, Klaks Kitchen. All right, well that's it from Klaks Kitchen. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. AK Raw signing off. Tune in next time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but I'm always trying to make good food. All right.